Okay, hi everybody. My name is Rebecca McDermott. I'm an outreach and enrollment specialist at National Louis University. Is there any introduction you need to do on StriveScan's end?
Yes, just really
Okay, go
quickly.
ahead.
Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you for joining us tonight via IAC and StriveScan. We want you to know how to ask questions. Use your Q&A button to type your questions so the presenters will be able to see it at any time. Your camera and microphone are off so that the panelists can't see or hear you. And we want to remind you that we don't just have this one great session, we have many more to sign up for. So you can do that at www.iacac.org. And this recording will be available within a week, along with our other sessions at iacac.org. Okay, Rebecca, you guys go ahead and have a great presentation.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Rebecca McDermott. I am an outreach and enrollment specialist at National Louis University. You'll see a QR code up on the screen. If you are watching this presentation, you can use your phone to scan that QR code and open up a link to an information form. And if you fill out that form, we'll go ahead and follow up with you via email and invite you to some upcoming events, any virtual visits we might have going on, and send you a link to our free online application as well. So be sure to fill that out for us. All right, and National Louis University, for those of you who are not familiar, we are right downtown Chicago across from the Art Institute on Michigan Avenue. We have a really great location. We love being in the city. It lets our students have access to everything the city of Chicago has to offer. We're also right across from Millennium Park, so if you've ever been over by the Bean, we are right across the street from there. We also have a smaller campus in Wheeling, Illinois, which is a northwest suburb. So you are also able to attend classes at that campus if it's closer to home for you. National Louis University prides ourselves on being a school that thrives off of non-traditional. So our students are working, they have other lives outside of school, and we understand that and want to help support them. We were founded in 1886 as a school to educate women and immigrants to become teachers. So for 130 years, we have been educating leaders and breaking the molds to help our non-traditional students get ahead in their career and in their life. We offer various programs for bachelor degrees, master's degrees, and doctorate level degrees as well. Our undergraduate program serves just under 2,000 students, although with our graduate programs, we do serve about 9,000 students annually. And I'm going to focus today on the things that I think make National Louis unique from some other schools you might be looking at as you're starting your college journey, including our professionally focused curriculum with career classes embedded into your coursework starting from day one on campus. We have a really unique schedule that's consistent and dependable for our students. They can rely on that to stay consistent all 4 years, and I'll go into that a little bit more. And our experienced coaching model, which sets our students up for success by pairing them with a student success coach who's going to be with them all 4 years to support them through their college journey. And then we also pride ourselves on being a broad access school. We want to make sure that college is affordable for our students and that our students can graduate with little to no college debt. So I'll go into that as well. Now, one of the reasons you might be looking at the programs you're looking at is for the majors. Our bachelor degree majors are listed here on this page. We do have 11 wonderful majors that we have chosen to focus in on. So I know some schools may have 60 plus to 100 majors. National Louis chose to focus in on these 11 that we knew we could do the best and serve our students the best in these majors. So you'll see a full list of them here. You can also look on our website, nl.edu, to follow up on these majors, learn a little bit more about them. The way our courses work for our students, they will take mostly their general education courses their first 2 years, and by the end of their second year, start of their third year, they'll be working on their major courses and really diving into those. Also, our students are all able to graduate in 180 credit hours with a major, a minor, and a concentration. So they have a really targeted degree program that they've built out for themselves. For example, a computer science information systems major might have a minor in business administration and a concentration in information security. So there's a lot of different opportunities for you to make your education at National Louis tailor-made to you as a student. Make sure you have a major, a minor, and a concentration that's paired for exactly what you want to do when you graduate. And that list of minors and concentrations is also on our website, and it goes on and on. So you're able to really have a lot of different options and opportunities at National Louis. We, like I mentioned, are very professionally focused from day one for our students. We know that you're coming to college to get your degree so that you can get that first full-time job after you graduate from college, and we want to start that career preparation early for our students. So starting from freshman year, our students are in career development classes, working on resume building, starting to work on building their personal elevator speech, and making sure that they have, some basic interviewing and networking skills to get them started. By their second year, they'll be starting an accelerated career course and have a dedicated career advisor who's meeting with them one-on-one and working with them to make sure that they are set up for success as they start moving into their junior year and senior year, when they will start looking for internships. For those of you who don't know, internships are a huge part of the college experience now and part of your professional development as a young professional. Whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, businesses and employers are no longer looking for just the degree. They do want to make sure that students have hands-on experience before they're hired, which is why these internships are so important for our students to have. Attending job fairs regularly helps connect our students to some of these employers who are hopefully looking for interns at National Louis to continue on to a full-time career afterwards as well. Our internships for our students are actually a graduation requirement. So every student at National Louis graduates with at least one internship under their belt, as it is part of their requirements for graduation and built into their coursework. The way we're able to do that for our students is through our really unique schedule. So I mentioned earlier that we have a really consistent and dependable schedule for our students. It's definitely unique from other schools you might be looking at. Our students only go to classes 2 days out of the week. So in this sample schedule, these students would be going to class on Tuesdays and Thursdays only. The other option might be that students are on campus in class on Mondays and Wednesdays only. This lets our students have part-time jobs and experience those internship opportunities year-round, not just over the summer. So that lets them have longer internship experiences and get even more hands-on experience working with their employer to set them up for success as they are, getting that experience and adding to their resume so that they can get those full-time careers when they graduate. If you take a look at this sample schedule here, we have students on campus Tuesdays and Thursdays in this example, with one class in the morning and one class in the afternoon with an hour-long lunch break in between. The morning class is from 9 to noon with an afternoon class from 1 to 4. They're each a different class. So each class that you have, it's important to attend because you only have that class once each week. And you are more than welcome on your off days to be attending study sessions or meeting with your success coach or professors. So you're more than welcome to be on campus on your off days, but you're only required to be in class on campus on those scheduled days for you. So in this example, Tuesday and Thursday. Now you'll notice that all of our classes are broken into these 3-hour sections. It's not going to be a 3-hour lecture. Our classes are broken up by the hour. So the first hour might be more what you're used to as a high school student, reviewing material you learned the previous week or homework that you did over the weekend, starting to learn new material that you're going to be working on for the week ahead. And then the second and third hour are broken into small study groups or group project work or personal time to be working on any sort of projects, papers, or homework that you're getting ahead on. So it's not going to be a 3-hour lecture. It's broken into that 1-hour lecture time with 2 hours of hands-on learning experiences. And like I mentioned, we want to make sure that all of our students feel supported as they're going through their college journey. We know that college is a big step. It can be a huge difference especially if you're the first one in your family to go to college. It can be a really new experience, and we want to make sure that all of our students feel successful and supported. So one of the ways we do that is by having really small class sizes. All of our classes are going to be under 30 students in the classroom. Even those general education classes your first year are going to be under 30 students. That's really important to us to make sure that you're getting one-on-one support from your professors and getting to know your peers as well. So that's one way that we want to make sure that our students feel connected to the National Lewis community and feel like they really are a part of the NLU family. We know that you are a whole person, and we want to know your whole story. You're not just a number on campus. We want you to be a true part of our community. So having small class sizes all around for all 4 years is one way that we do that. We also have free tutoring opportunities for our students to take advantage of. So you can do that either by scheduling through study tables, meeting with tutors through our library learning center, or we have math and writing specialists in all of our classes that have a math or writing component in it. So there will be someone who's already in the classroom, participating in the class with you, and they will be able to meet with students afterwards to review any work that had been done in class that day, or if you have any questions, they were able to sit in on the lecture already, so they're able to follow up with you and help you out with that. We also have different wraparound supports, such as our emergency fund, food pantry, mental health counseling, and discounted internet access. So one of the big things we want students to feel at National Lewis is that you are focused on being a student and not worried about all of the other little things that can tend to get us down. So if you forget your lunch one day, or if you lose your bus pass, we don't want that to ruin your day and ruin your focus for classes that day. We want to make sure we can help out, and we can, get you a new bus pass. We can provide you a new phone charger if that's what it is. We can, we have our food pantry to supply lunches and food so that you're able to use that as well. And then one of the things I mentioned earlier is our student success coaches. They are such a huge part of our support system for our students. They're partnered with our students from day one, even before they step foot on campus. Once you are officially committed to National Lewis, you'll be assigned a student success coach who will act as your guide throughout your college journey, not only with helping you schedule your classes, but also helping you make connections as you're looking for internships, and check in with you about how you're doing in those classes. If you feel like you're falling behind, if you need extra supports, they're the person you can always go to, and they'll help connect you to the right resources to make sure that you're feeling supported and getting everything that you need out of your college experience. Now, obviously, college is about getting the degree, but we also want our students to have fun on campus. So we have a lot of different opportunities for students to get involved in different clubs and activities. A list of some of them is here on the screen that you can take a look at. You'll see some athletic clubs, academic clubs, and social clubs that you can be a part of. And there's always the opportunity to start a club that we don't already have on campus. All it takes is a couple other students interested in the same thing, and a staff member or faculty member to sponsor the club for you as well. Our student experience team works really hard to put on a lot of different student events each year. So you'll see some of them listed here. My favorite is always Welcome Week. Our Welcome Week of each term starts with a full week of fun activities. Most of them have free food at them. I know we had an inflatable obstacle course one year, trivia night, karaoke night, lots of fun things for students to get involved in. And it's a great way to meet people and also maybe get some free food out of it. So I always encourage students to attend those and be on the lookout for that as well. And we have an Eagle Life app that helps our students connect with that. For students who are interested in housing at National Lewis, we do have dorms just a couple blocks off campus. We're part of University Center Chicago, which is a building of dorms for a couple different universities in Chicago that participate in sharing that building. And National Lewis is one of them, has a beautiful view of the lake. So that's an opportunity for students to live on campus and get that campus experience. However, a lot of our students do choose to commute. We're right downtown Chicago. We're right off of several of the central L train lines, metro train lines, and bus routes. So our students, a lot of them who live in the city of Chicago already, will choose to commute and save that cost. However, we do have housing as an option for students too. I want to touch base on the cost of college and make sure that we fully cover that, because it is such an important aspect as you're looking at universities, making sure that you are taking a look at the full cost of college. And by full cost, I mean the full 4-year cost of college. So as you're looking at tuitions for different universities and fees, make sure that you are multiplying that by 4, because college is typically not over in 1 year. And you want to make sure you're planning ahead and knowing the full cost of college. So this is a list of just some universities downtown Chicago and in the Illinois area for students that you might be looking at. And National Louis is right at the bottom there, so you can take a look, and I'll break down what our full cost is for you as well. So I like to be fully transparent. We are one of the most affordable bachelor degrees in the state of Illinois, with our tuition at $10,755 a year. There are some fees on top of that I like to be transparent about and be fully open and honest and make sure I show those right away. So our Venture UPass fee lets our students have access to those L trains and buses. So they have unlimited access to CTA, and they are able to use that to go to and from class, go to and from their job, go to and from United Center if they're going to a concert. They're able to use that as much as they'd like to while they're a full-time student at National Louis. The student fee is something that all colleges will have, is a student fee that covers different activities and events on campus. So some of those fun student experience events are paid for by our student fee. And then we have an optional technology package for our students as well. So this is allows our students to have a laptop and headset. And because our students are only on campus in classes twice a week, it's really important that all of our students have access to a laptop. There is about 20 hours of homework outside of classes. It's still a full-time college program. Having access to a laptop and being able to access online homework modules and being able to turn in your work, even though you're not in the classroom, is really important. However, if you already have your own laptop, or if there's a specific laptop you're planning on getting, you're able to do that as well. So that's why this fee is optional. So if you look at that total cost, we're at $12,045 for the year with the technology package, or $11,865 without the technology package. Now, this is before financial aid is added. So once we add in financial aid, for those of you who are eligible for FAFSA, it's so important that you apply for FAFSA when it opens up on October 1st, and add National Louis to that list of schools on there so that we're able to get your financial information and send you a financial award letter as soon as we can. If you take a look here, this is a real example of our financial award letters that went out to students this past year who received the maximum amount of money from FAFSA. So that means they received the full MAP grant from Illinois, the full federal Pell Grant, and these two are gift aid amounts, which means that students do not have to pay them back. They are not loans. They are gift money for students to use towards their education and getting their college degree. So that total amount of the MAP grant and Pell Grant for students who are receiving the maximum ends up being $11,685. So once we compare that to our full tuition and fees, the out-of-pocket cost for those students for this year was $360, including a laptop, including textbooks, which are already included in tuition, including that UPass. Students who have a $0 estimated family contribution on their FAFSA, that means they're receiving that full MAP and Pell Grant, they are paying about $30 a month to go to National Louis. That is a great, great opportunity for you to not have to take out any student loans. We want students to avoid taking out loans as much as possible. I know one of the worst feelings is graduating from college and realizing you have $50,000 that you have to pay back. It is not a fun feeling, and we want to make sure that students are able to avoid that and have all of the money from their first full-time job go straight into their pockets. So this is a great way to do that and finance your college experience. We do accept outside scholarships as well. So if you're looking at other scholarship sites, College Greenlight, College FastWeb, we'll accept those as well. So really any external scholarships we will accept, so you can apply those to that out-of-pocket cost as well. We do have scholarship opportunities for students who are not FAFSA eligible. So for students who are undocumented, you can apply for our Eagle Dream Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to 10 students each year, and it is the value of it is about half of our tuition. So it's renewable all 4 years, so half of your tuition will be covered for all 4 years, and this opens in January of each year, so students can apply for this, and 10 students will be awarded this scholarship. We're also a partner with the Dream US, which is another great opportunity for students who are DACA or TPS eligible to apply for a scholarship, and recipients of this scholarship earn full tuition at National Louis and the cost of a laptop for all 4 years. And this scholarship is awarded to thousands of students nationwide each year, so we definitely recommend students apply for this. For students who are ineligible for FAFSA, again, you are able to apply for the alternative application to FAFSA due to the RISE Act. So we highly encourage students to apply for this as well. It lets students still receive the MAP Illinois grant funding, and they can apply that on top of our Eagle Dream Scholarship. So you're able to combine those and be awarded both to greatly reduce the cost of your out-of-pocket cost at National Louis. So be sure to apply for that when that opens as well. And if you're eligible for FAFSA, apply for that. We want to make sure that students are getting the maximum amount of financial aid that they can get so that out-of-pocket cost is as low as possible for our students. As far as admissions to National Louis, we do have a free online application. If you scan that QR code at the beginning of our presentation, I will follow up with you and make sure that I send you our free online application so that you can have access to that right away. We look for a GPA of 2.0 or above for our admission. However, if you have below a 2.0 GPA, we will ask for a student portfolio with 2 letters of support as well as a personal statement from you. So I still encourage students with below a 2.0 to apply for admission so that we can get a full picture of your student experience. And we are a test optional school, meaning that while the submission of test scores is encouraged, it is not required as part of admission, and it will not impact your admissions decision from us. As you're looking at applying to National Louis and making sure that you get all the way through the enrollment process, here's a checklist of the things you want to make sure you are completing. You want to fill out that online application. Again, it's free. It takes about 20 minutes to apply online on our website. And then make sure that you're submitting your high school transcript so we have your full application. Then once October 1st hits, be sure you complete the FAFSA or the alternative application for FAFSA. And then be checking your email very regularly. That's our primary way of communicating with our students, although we will send text messages and call as well. Be sure to be checking that email and then attend an information session. So for those of you watching this right now, you've already checked that one off by attending this information session, but you can always attend a financial aid seminar at National Louis as well. Again, we want to make sure our students have the most full picture possible of their financial aid and making sure that we can help students have an affordable college experience. Thank you. I want to open this up to our student ambassadors who are with us today, one alumni and one current student at National Louis. I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Jeanette to help monitor a student panel with them.
Awesome. Thanks, Becca. And as it was mentioned, now we're going to turn it over to a current student at National Louis University, as well as a recent alumni, so they can talk a little bit more about their experience, answer any questions, and then also just share any helpful information that may be helpful for you all now that you begin your college journey. So I'll go ahead and start off by asking both of our student ambassadors to quickly introduce themselves, their name, their current year, as well as what their major is or what they studied. And I'll start off by having Miana introduce herself.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Miana, and I am a 2020 NLU graduate. My bachelor's, I was studying human services and psychology, and yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eric. I'm currently a senior at National Louis University. I'm studying psychology as my major, but also minoring human services as my minor also.
Awesome. Thank you both for sharing. And so I know I don't see any questions so far, but I can go ahead and start off by asking a question. And so if you all can talk to us about your journey to NLU, what that looks like, were you considering any other colleges or universities during your journey? And overall, just what made you choose, National Louis University?
For sure. So I can go ahead and kick this off. This is a great question. My mother was actually the first person to graduate in my family, so I always wanted to follow in her footsteps. My first college choice was actually SIU Carbondale, which is about 5 or 6 hours south of Chicago. So it felt like home because my mom is an alumnus there. So I just wanted to go there because that's where I grew up. But as the time was, coming short, I um, thought it wasn't that really best for me. So my mom told me to look at National Louis University. I took a tour of the school and instantly fell in love with the location and the campus. When I decided to go to school, it was already August, so I was a little scared because the term was about to start, but Michelle, one of our enrollment specialists, helped me out so much. So everyone just makes you feel entirely so welcomed. And I knew after orientation that this was my dream college, and now being a 2020 graduate, I really couldn't imagine finishing my studies elsewhere.
It's awesome to hear. For me, it's always been like my family. They've always pushed me to continue with my education, even though this was all new to them since I am a first generation student. They were proud of how far I've accomplished. The only colleges that I did have in mind were UIC, DePaul, and Columbia College because I was more into video editing and photography. However, there was a faculty member from Europe that told me about NLU and how her daughter went and graduated in psychology. But I think what got me hooked was that she mentioned that if I received a full FAFSA amount, I could go to NLU for basically for free. And who doesn't like free stuff? But a couple of weeks later, I got an award letter from them and my first year was completely covered. I didn't have to pay nothing. And then fast forward, I attended to one of their open houses, which was kind of like this, but at their campus. I went there with my aunt, and for some reason, I actually enjoyed the environment of the school. You know, I previously visited Illinois State University, Roosevelt University, Robert Morris, Northeastern, but they didn't feel like NOU. It felt more cozy, comfortable, and it was right in the middle of downtown. So I finally had a reason to get out more.
Thank you both for sharing. I'm glad you guys found your way to National Louis because we are very thankful to have you all as part of our community. So very awesome. And so another question I would like to ask is, a big part of going to college is preparing yourself professionally for a career. And I know we touched base a little bit about that during our presentation when we talked about, the internship that Becca highlighted and how that's a graduation requirement at NLU. And so with that in mind, what are your career goals and how has NLU has helped to support you in reaching for your dream job?
Good question. I know two positions I want to be in. One of them will either be me as a high school counselor or working on building computers and possibly other electronics. I will say once you commit to once you commit to attending college, it is one of the first steps toward achieving your dream job. But doing it on your own is possible, but at some point you will need a helping hand, which is when NLU came into play. I do think the best thing about NLU are their success coaches. So basically, we're assigned a success coach for the first 2 years, but once we start our third year, we're assigned a coach that synergizes more with our major. So at the time, I was focusing on psychology as a major and human services as a minor. However, there was a period where I felt lost. Like I had all these ideas of what I wanted to be, but I couldn't choose. There were times where I didn't even know what I wanted, and I thought maybe I should just take a gap year and just figure it out on my own. So I went to my current success coach for advice, and of course, they always know what to do. She helped me figure out what I can envision myself doing for the next 10 years, and I made a decision to pursue psychology as my major, but then I did change my minor to computer science. However, there wasn't a support system that helped me prepare professionally. Instead of taking the career classes that came from NLU, I took Braven as a challenge. Braven is basically a second year class course that you can take. Excuse me. It's a second year class course that you can take to help you prepare for the real world. You essentially learn tactics such as mock interviews, elevator pitch, public speaking skills, and so much more. I can't even go on about it. What made More Brave and more unique, though, was to find a project that they gave us. LinkedIn essentially gave us a project where we had to help them find a way to engage young students and young and professionals to use LinkedIn more frequently. And my team had to present to more than 100 young professionals, LinkedIn staff members, and business professionals. And again, I cannot thank my success coach for helping me figure out my path to success and when I needed help the most.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. And I can say since graduating from NLU, I still stay in touch with more of majority of the individuals that I saw on a day-to-day basis. So it's really nice to know that the people are thinking about your next steps just as much as you are. And similar to Eric, I was also a part of Braven. So that helped me, gain career readiness and focus on building my resume. And it allowed me to gain team building skills that I had never, been through before. So that was really nice. And then D, my career advisor, which is in Career Bridge. And then for those who don't know, Career Bridge is just a department that can help you get interview ready, job ready, resume ready, all that good stuff. But he has helped me so much. He's constantly sending me opportunities that he thinks is best with my career interests. So it's really nice to know that I'm still a thought even after graduating at NLU.
Thank you both for sharing. I'm pretty sure that any advice around your career journey and how NLU has gotten you there is very helpful to share for incoming students, so they can definitely start to prep for that. And so I'll go ahead and ask another question. And as Becca mentioned, college is a journey, and, it's important to know that, you will have homework. There's a lot going on. Sometimes students, have to work while they go to school. So it can definitely be overwhelming. And I'm sure these are just, some moments that you both found yourself in or find yourself in. As I know, Eric, you are finishing up your career journey at NLU. And so I guess, what motivates you both to earn your degree, or what motivated, you, Miana, to complete your degree? What makes you hustle, I guess you could say? What made you hustle? And overall, what was the point for you? What ultimately, made you know that, there is importance behind my, career journey and making sure that I do complete my degree? If you both don't mind sharing a little bit about that.
I actually love this question a lot. For me, I think it's like the drive that I have to help people. At a young age, I always did things by myself and didn't rely on anyone, even if I needed help. But as I grew up older and older, it made me more mature, and it made me realize that like we all need a helping hand at some point. I did notice that once I started college, something in me just like pushed me to want to help those who were stuck, and I would always help students in my class that needed homework help, or if there was people that didn't have a group, I would be the first one to go to them and offer them if they want to be in the group, because I was in the position at one point. And like I just don't want others to be in a position that I used to be when I was in elementary school and high school, just very shy. And like there's always like a quote that I heard that I enjoyed the most is like, if I can help one person, I'm helping everyone.
Awesome, Eric. I love it. And for me, I never knew really how important it is to stay on top of your mental health until I was going through some pretty personal situations. So that motivated me to study human services and psychology. And I chose human services along with psych because I wanted to, learn how to apply what I'm learning. Psychology, you can keep learning and learning and learning, but human services is more so, how can you apply and assist others? So this has allowed me to find my career interest in being a school counselor, and always wanting to strive to be better makes me hustle, and there's always more, room to learn and be better and self-improve. So, yeah.
Those are phenomenal answers. Thank you both for sharing your, what sparks you to study what you're studying, and also what motivates you to hustle, right? You both are going to make great counselors. I definitely know that. And so now that you both talked about a little bit about your interests and how that has motivated you for your degree or to continue pushing towards your, your college degree, as you enter your next academic year, specifically for Eric, I know that you're entering your second half of your college journey at NLU, and for Miana, as you enter this new year after your college journey, what plans do you both have for yourself? And definitely take this time to talk about any specific internships or any specific career goals or positions that you will be doing this next year, any fun stuff revolving around your college journey, or just any goals or plans that you have for yourself as we start this new academic year. I know for Miana, as you start your first year post college journey.
Yes, thanks, Jeanette. So within my time at NLU, I had the opportunity to work in both UGC and transfer enrollment as a federal student worker. And that experience alone has allowed me to gain career readiness in an office setting and working with, all different types of people and different authority and just, different departments around higher education. And it has really allowed me to build relationships with incoming students that will carry on for years to come. And I really plan to be a school counselor, like I said before, and, working with all of these students and seeing them go start to finish is such, a heartwarming feeling. So definitely has helped me build my career.
For me, I know I am currently on the hunt for internships. I'm still looking right now, so. But with COVID happening, it has made finding internships a lot more difficult. And since my career involves person to person, everything has to be remote now, unfortunately. But I do have some goals that I want to achieve before I graduate. Something we're always told to do is constantly update our resume because that can be changed at any moment. I actually have to update mine right now, actually. But for me, like I'm hoping to make it more diverse and unique, so that way future employers can look at it and I can send out from others. Then I also like something fun, really. Actually, I did promise some family members that in Mexico that once COVID was gone, I would go visit them since it's been years since my last visit. And plus, I do want to go to Six Flags in Mexico City, and if anyone goes there, I do recommend it 100%.
Nice recommendations, Eric. And thank you both for sharing, your journey on that and what plans you have for yourself this new year. And to close it off with our questionnaire, I want to take this time for you both to share, any words of wisdom, any encouragement that you have for students who are starting college for the first time. Now that you both have some experience under your belt, Miana, you have completed your journey already. What are some words or advice that you want to share for incoming students?
One thing I know for sure off the bat is please do not be afraid to talk to others. Making friends in college is such a fun experience. You might get to learn different cultures you haven't learned from, or even friends who like the same things as you never know, like the possibilities are endless. It does also have to. It also helps to have them as a support group if you ever need help with homework or if you're ever feeling down. I know friends who felt like dropping out from college because they just they had a lot of IRL stuff happening to them, and school was like such a heavy thing on them. But me and like my friends, we helped one of my personal friends that I've known since elementary school. Now she's back better than ever. She's going to her classes. She's doing better than before, actually, and sometimes I kind of have to rely on her for help. But something else that I want to add too is to just take risk or opportunities. Sometimes that club invite, school event, or anything else that you can attend or grab onto can change your whole life. Don't what if that chance. Take it and learn from it.
Awesome, Eric. This was such a good question, Jeanette. And aside from Eric saying, building that friend group, I think that's probably the number one thing you guys can motivate each other. You really are see the same people within the same classes. So it's really nice to, always motivate each other. And if you're ever confused on homework, more than likely 2-3 of your friends know exactly what's going on. And I would always say to ask for help. Never be afraid to ask a question, because the people at NLU love to be there for you. If you can't log into your portal, we have a help desk, math assistant, we have learning support, and you can sign up for one-on-one tutoring. If you're struggling with the paper, you can ask a writing specialist to look over it and to give you some tips. I actually utilized a writing specialist my sophomore year and won a scholarship, so that was really nice. So I know sometimes coming out of your shell can be really hard, but NLU makes it so easy. And please don't forget to use a planner.
Yes, planners are lifesavers, and to reiterate, definitely ask questions. The only silly question is the one that's left unasked. So a great advice that I took for myself when I graduated high school, and continue to take with me. So thank you both for sharing your advice and your wisdom based on your experience. And so I know we are reaching the end of our presentation, so I'm going to turn this over to my colleague Rebecca. But once again, thank you for everyone. Thank you to our participants for joining us, for getting to know a little bit more about NLU, and also to our student ambassadors for sharing very, very useful information.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeanette, Miana, and Eric. And thank you, everyone, for joining us today, or if you're tuning in afterwards, thanks so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out at us at freshman@nl.edu. You can send your emails right over there, or visit us at nl.edu for more information. Thank you again for joining us today, and we hope to see all of your applications coming in this fall. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight through IAC and StriveScan. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. After this window closes, there's going to be a very quick 4-question survey that we ask you to participate in for us. Sign up for more sessions just like this and more panels at IACAC.org. And remember, the recording for tonight will be available within a week, and they'll have all the other sessions are being recorded and will be available at IACAC.org. Thank you again, guys, for joining us tonight and presenting such an awesome session. Have a good evening.